One of the fun parts about being a business owner is it forces you to learn so many different things in building the business. One of those things that I tend to see a lot of people overlook is the power of a website. I don't just mean, making something that sells or explains what you do, but something that kind of works as a system that's going to help, build a relationship. There are fundamentals to any website that I think go a long way. But for me, when websites started to really click was when I started to ask better questions, and a lot of times that question was like, how do I get a customer to a yes, no, or maybe so? And that really made me start to look at how I was building my website out to actually make an impact for myself, make an impact for my customers, and, to really treat lurkers in a way that they could lurk around, learn as much as they needed, find what they needed to know, and take their time in building that relationship. There's a lot of trends, I think, in web design where you see a really beautiful website that looks amazing, that has all of the best work, the best things, but it lacks substance. And then on the flip side, I see a lot of websites that just have tons of text, tons of information, and it's super overwhelming and I don't know where to look. I'm not anti-information, but I think there's a handful of different layers that have really went into building our relationship with our clients through our web design. That's made a big difference for us. I'm a big fan of the upfront surface level side of the website that has all the bells and whistles, why we do what we do, how we do what we do, and what it is that we do. Keep it super simple, but make sure it's intentional. Don't just use generic copy or anything like that, but take someone through an adventure. When I read Building a Story Brand, that book really just felt like, the DNA to our website in terms of like, wow, I could really use storytelling to kind of walk people through and position ourselves as a guide. I think a really great website does that. It writes in a way that when people are on the website, they can see themselves working with you. They can relate with you. It feels human. It feels real. It feels like they can see themselves in that process. It's like every time I want to give more information, I'm really looking at like, how do I gain the permission, that above the fold mentality of like, let's use a powerful hook. Let's think about emotions that connect with the customer, that gets their attention, maybe a pain point, maybe something they're thinking, feeling, or experiencing. Your customers, those pain points. So being able to kind of weave those into the storytelling, the copywriting, the flow of your website goes a long way. Obviously, you want to have some testimonies. You want to have some things on there that show, hey, I work with these types of clients and here's the results I give them and here's what they have to say about me. If you're a visual brand, like us that provides a service, being able to show and highlight those services in a way that makes it easy for them to understand. We publish all of our prices on our website, but those aren't the end all be all. There's a difference in, buying what's on the website versus a custom quote. It's not necessarily leaving money on the table, but it's giving them a sense of this is where I can see myself in the process. If you're really, really custom, making it simple for them to reach out and get that quote and get a sense of what it looks like to work with you. Big fan of process. I think process impacts the way that we do the work that we do, but being able to show that process, I think reduces a lot of the headache, especially if you're a service provider, of being able to say, here's what it looks like from point A to point Z in working with us. It doesn't have to be 16 steps, but simplifying it in a way where they can understand and see themselves in that. Displaying some of that work, having educational content, FAQs, all of these things go a long way. And don't forget about section. This is where I think you can really humanize your brand and you can really show like, hey, I understand you. And it allows you to go a little bit deeper than say that homepage that has the quick highlight of everything. I really love to look at that homepage as like, this could be the one page website, but if they want to go further, they can go further and they can find a lot of extra little goodies there. We've been building out our websites for 13 years now. And it's funny, we've reached a point where, hey, this really informs, educates, people are finding us the right way. We have tons of education and free value on there. We're building out lead magnets and things like that allow us to nurture the relationship. And I've kind of really come back to like, what does it look like to make this website more creative? We've actually made it a really fun process to hide little Easter eggs on our website. Little hidden things that people can't find. Now, these are bonus things. These aren't things I'm saying you should do this, but I've really tried to encourage making it more fun for people to visit our website and to find things and to incentivize them, if they find these hidden things on there. Additionally, strategically thinking about this is like the right person who comes there who finds this almost like as a video game kind of mentality. It's going to help keep more people on our website. It's going to show that this website is more important and just, shows the value of what we're trying to do. So I don't know, I think it's crazy to me that we're in 2024 and there are still some brands that are so focused on the social platforms. I think social platforms are great, but I really look at that as renting your audience. Whereas when you have a website, you own that real estate online and you're able to kind of navigate that adventure for them and point them in the right direction. So it's great to have these social channels, but knowing what it points back to and kind of the experience that you can cultivate through there, that's all on the surface level. Going a layer deeper, whether we're talking about sales journeys, lead magnets, or sales funnels, for me, there are hidden layers to our website too. Some of it is systems and processes. Some of it's for our team to help, share educational elements. Some of it's for our clients to make downloading their assets easier or seeing their proposals or, being able to refer us future clients. There's all these hidden little elements to a website that allows us to make that experience better, more automated, to build out our team a little bit easier. And, beyond just the sales side of things is like, how is a website making my job easier, saving time, saving my clients time? I think websites are so underutilized and they have so much more value than just, hey, we got a nice domain, we got a pretty website done, or we have all of our information up there. I think it's asking better questions and saying like, how is this enhancing the experience? How am I making my clients' lives better? How am I making my life better? And I don't think it takes a lot of work, but it does take decent reflection and thinking like, how is this going to add to enhance, or maybe even take away from a process that's working, or maybe it needs to be reworked, or maybe it needs to be done altogether. I don't know. I think especially as a service-based business owner, I think a lot of service-based businesses are really missing out on being able to capitalize on this. Having a killer website that connects with the right audience, it's another piece to build a relationship. It's not just a checklist. It should be something that really does feel like you, feels like an extension of you. It can be super powerful for creating connections with your audience. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Creating connections. So how are we creating those connections in 2024? How could a website be helping with creating those connections in 2024?